Numbers are expected to continue to climb as the holiday shopping season ramps up, and the increased foot traffic in stores could mean an increase in infections, not only for shoppers but for retail workers as well. Liza Lucas joining us live now with the fears many workers say they're feeling ahead of this shopping season.
Sheila, you remember the CDC has already said that shopping in crowded stores around the Thanksgiving holiday, that's a high risk activity. But some retail workers feel like they have no choice but to risk getting sick. Now, last year we saw around 190 million people shopping over the holiday weekend, according to the National Retail Federation. That number expected to be down by about 43%, but that still means millions of people in stores. Major retailers are rethinking holiday shopping with a focus on safety, in some cases limiting capacity and adding measures for social distancing. But retail workers are nervous about the potential crowds, many of whom don't always follow social distancing and mask rules. Now, while many retailers rolled out hazard pay for employees at the height of the crisis, some have since discontinued that pay. And a lot of us have been talking about this on our insider page, our plans for shopping this year. Larray, online shopping all the way, he says he's gotten much better at it over the last few years. Jeffrey is going to do limited in-store shopping, if at all, and says a lot of his shopping is going to be online or gift cards. Sandra actually chiming in. She did her shopping and started it back in January, so she is finished. But those of you headed to stores, we did want to relay some of the CDC guidelines. Shop early in the morning or evening, only touch items you buy. Remember that contactless payment. And also remember this, as you leave the store and as you go in, always good to sanitize. A lot of these stores, they've got those sanitation stations ready for you. So let us know this morning. We've got a conversation going on our insider page what your plans are, but good tips to keep in mind if you do plan to head out.
Yes, I keep hand sanitizer right in my car as well, right there in the door.